What's going on, Empire Warrior? Back to the Empire Fit Talk, and today we got a few guesses for you guys. That I invited for this Fit Talk. I thought it would be very interesting to have our coaches here and my friend Tim, who's all the way from Australia, but he was coaching in Thailand. So I thought it'd be good to have him here as well and to give his thoughts on today's topic. So here I have obviously Coach Adinda,
Hi guys.
Under Armour ambassador, and Spartan athlete, and we have Tim here, who I just mentioned, a coach in Thailand, and also now he's traveling around Asia. So let's get to it. How you guys doing?
Good.
Very good.
How you liking Jakarta so far, Tim?
It's
Yeah.
good, yeah. It's a little bit different coming from an island in Thailand. A little bit busier with the traffic, but no, everyone's really friendly so far. So
Yeah.
Do you think it's quite similar though through like the hustle and bustle of Bangkok?
Yeah, very similar to Bangkok. But yeah, when I was looking at the population, it's like 30 million
Oh, yeah.
people, right?
Oh really? I never been.
Bigger
I never
scale.
been.
Bangkok's about 8 million. Jakarta's 30 million.
Oh, wow.
So
Is it a similar like?
it's similar. They're both
Oh, really?
pretty crazy in
I
terms of
see.
getting around.
Yeah. But what's great about Thailand is that they actually have that like that bridge where you can walk. It's like a skyline bridge for pedestrians. So
Really?
even though there's crazy traffic
Yeah,
downstairs,
yeah.
like it connects you to all the
All these
PRs.
bridges everywhere, so
Yeah.
you can.
But you just have to walk.
Yeah, but traffic is just as bad.
But it's a walking bridge. It's not. There's no like
No.
little motorcycle.
No,
and
it's
stuff.
walking.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yep. So you go up the stairs across, back down.
I
So
see.
it's convenient, but yeah, no, Jakarta's good. I'm liking the vibe so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you like the party, man.
A little bit,
I heard
a little
that.
bit.
So,
I hear you guys do as well. So
yeah. So I think our member here at Empire have it's not an eating problem or not working out problem. It's a drinking problem. It's just like to drink way more than anything else. So that's why we need to like kind of kick the curb, but I think it's okay. A little bit of
yeah,
drink.
gotta have that balance, right?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Which part of Australia are you from?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So at the moment it's freezing cold there.
Mhm.
And lots of rain, so
Right.
I try and avoid it in the winter and go back when it's summer.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you end up in Thailand, man? This is quite interesting.
Yeah.
And how do you just tell me a little bit how your coaching journey came about. And
Yeah,
how you-
okay.
and there and traveling now,
So I've been a coach for 8 years now, and yeah, been fortunate enough to take my fitness to different parts of the world. So I started in Australia, and I ended up working in the Caribbean for a little while on some cruise
Ooh.
ships. Yeah, which was it was a nice lifestyle that we worked really hard, but we got to see some amazing places. And then from there, I actually was in Bali 6 years ago, and I started teaching yoga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was a yoga teacher for a few years, and that was good. And then I actually, so I went over to Thailand just to see a friend, just for a couple of days, and I got talking with a guy that was managing the fitness camp in Thailand, and he said, "Oh man, we're looking for a yoga teacher." Rah. I said, "Hey, I teach a bit of yoga," and then
That's awesome.
yeah, so it was good timing there, and I've spent the last 4 years teaching over there. So yeah, so it's been an amazing experience, and yeah, but I'm happy to be here now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, now that you're traveling around, looking back in Thailand, what's the most what kind of people usually go through the gym that you used to work at?
Yeah, so the fitness camp, I guess, catered to a lot of Europeans.
I see.
In
Thailand?
Yeah.
So they travel all the way to Thailand?
Yeah.
So it's a
So the
destination.
fitness camp, basically where I was working on the island of Phuket, it's a really big fitness hub, and there's basically just one street that's decked out with fitness camps, Muay Thai camps, different fight camps, and then health cafes everywhere. So people can kind of immerse themselves in this little fitness bubble and just crush it, get their results. And some people stay for 2 weeks, some people stay for 10 months, 1 year,
really?
2 years. Yeah, it's really crazy. So yeah, I worked with a lot of people from the UK, a lot of Swedish people, Australian people. It's also pretty popular there. And yeah, it was really cool. I got to teach different athletes, coach different types of athletes, just people looking to lose body fat, just tone up. Some people just needed a complete life change. They were working the same job 10 years, day in, day out, eating really shitty food. And mentally, not only physically but mentally, they needed to get better as well. So yeah, it was really cool getting to coach different types of people. Yeah,
from all over the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's something that we want to kind of do in Bali with Empire Fit Club Bali. And so we have our accommodation and everything else, and that's where I want to head with this, with Empire Fit Club there in Bali, because I feel like, that's like I know our class is called boot camps, but like that's boot camp, where you pull yourself out from your current environment, which I believe that got you there in the first place, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, from there, you're able to kind of like just focus on one thing, you know what I mean? Like your purpose there is to enjoy, but at the same time to train, to work out, that's it.
And push yourself out of your own comfort zone.
Yeah, and I think that's like the best way to like change yourself. I mean, you hear like a business boot camp or whatever boot camp, and I think this is like a fitness boot camp. Is like, make you immerse in it and just get you to like push you to another level. So I mean, I don't know what you think. I mean, you're an athlete, so like if you need like to get ready for something, right? I mean, does it help to kind of like pull yourself out and just go somewhere and like focus on something?
Absolutely. Immersing myself in an environment where I think everything is set up for me. At that kind of level, it helps a lot, because you just really want to, you want to wake up in the morning and just like immerse yourself there and not to have to think about anything, but just putting in the work. And sometimes I guess like as a coach, you really you lack that sometimes, because when you're preparing for something, you need to be pushed too as an athlete, right? And you need to be coached. So I mean, I would totally invest money in improving my performance in a boot camp or like a training camp, similar to what you do in Thailand, what we're heading to in Bali, because because like putting myself in that bubble just would let me focus more on the performance rather than okay, after I trained, oh my god, what am I gonna eat? I need to think about my recovery session. Like I need to do a bit of like a breath work and everything. And when you have a program set up for you and all you gotta do is just show up, things get a lot easier. No matter if you're an athlete or you're trying to change your lifestyle or you're just on a vacation trying to enjoy Bali.
Because even when you're coaching, you're training. You're never going to have a set training routine a lot of the time, right? It's always sporadic training, depending on when you're coaching. So it's always good to, have the sole focus of just training, and you have got that routine every day. Where there's no excuses and you can just go and bang it out.
And every day you're surrounded with people with the same mission. So
absolutely.
It really makes a difference in your training, because you just want to push as hard as the person next to you.
I agree. I mean, like now here, especially in Jakarta, it's so hard to find just a proper nutrition, right?
That market still needs to be tapped in.
Like even now, if I wanted to eat like something decent, give me a good enough amount of protein, or enough veggies. It's like I have to really think about it, or in Bali I could just like there's one around the corner. I think same thing in Thailand as well, right? So it's just the whole environment kind of cater to it. You just have like no choice but to improve, if you just stick to it. You really have to try to kind of like
you have to make
be
time.
out of shape if you're like living in this condition.
Yeah, or you just gotta like suck it up and make time to prep, and that's always the most difficult part. For your food.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to dedicate a whole Sunday just to cook everything, and even then like with the traffic being Jakarta, sometimes you can't get to your food or you forget your food, and then there's not much choices. But I must say that Jakarta has improved a lot over the past years.
Right.
There's a lot more available to us in terms of healthy eating. But yeah, it's still not as accessible as more international places like Bali or Thailand.
Yeah. So how do you, I don't know, I think this applies to both of us in a sense, like how do you find time to work out in this busy city, right? Because I mean, as a coach, as an entrepreneur, and also, we our schedule is quite packed as well, right? So how do you find your time to work out? So that hopefully, because a lot of people are asking that, or at least that's what a lot of people use as an excuse.
Right.
Oh, there's no time. It's traffic. I mean, like it's same song, different day, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, ever since day one, I've always looked at my training or like working out hour as a meeting. So I penciled it in my calendar. It's a meeting. Like, do you not show up to a meeting? Like that's how I commit to it. I put it in my calendar, so it's not working out. It's not something like, oh, if I have time, I'm gonna work out. I make the time. I put it in there.
Right.
But like we're all going through a lot of stuff in day-to-day life, whether there's like a last-minute deadline or like your kid is sick and you have to take him to the hospital, or you have family things to attend, or things always change and they don't always go as planned. As a coach, for me, I'm lucky enough to have the utilities and the place to work out anytime I want in Empire, and whenever I coach, I either work out before I teach or after I teach. But then again, like it's different as to somebody that's coming into a class.
Right.
Everything is already set up for you. Like you don't have to figure out a program. You don't have to take the equipment off the rack and set it up. Like it's all there for you. So it's so much easier, and therefore you have less excuses to make out of not showing up or working out, because it's really up to you whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
And like traffic is tough and it's hard, but it's not like you were born yesterday. So like you've been living here for like a couple of years. As a local, like Tim, maybe you have to get used to it a little bit more. Yeah. But you have a good idea in like how to get to places and the amount of time it takes, and so I think like as an adult, it's pretty good like time management skills to work on if you really want this
to work.
To have a healthier
I think
lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say about other gyms, but I know for us, we have our guys laying out everything, right? And then like taking care of that. Yeah. I know that there's gyms out there that make you like, hey, bring bars or anything like that. So I think Empire is like, that's something that I'm like very happy about, where like the coach focus on coaching instead of like setting up. I mean, the coach could help too.
Yeah.
And the members just go there and like everything is laid out for them and like to do it and stuff. So
and that also gives people a bit of time to chat to each other.
Exactly.
And the coaches to have a talk to the
Yeah.
members before the class and things like that.
Yes.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah, and it cut down like 10 minutes off of your you know, you add up 10 minutes of a workout time instead of like, oh, you know, grab this, grab that, or you have to stop. So that's what I really like about the class. And I mean, that's the part I think a lot of people needs to understand. It's like with us, you just have to show up, you know, like there you go, show up, listen, and give your 100% and you're good to go, you know. And that's, I think, the benefit of a group classes like ours. So for those of you guys who's asking about, you know, conventional gym or like a boot camp and stuff. Yeah. So
I mean, we really take time to, you know, draw out and lay out.
I know.
where we program our classes, and it's a lot of heart and thought put out every day. So I think that's why Empire is so special, right? Like you just really go in and meet new people and end up being really good friends with them, and you become a part of the community, like almost immediately.
Yeah.
How
do you find your time, Tim? Because I know you, like, sometimes you coach for about 6 to 7 hours, and this is the part that people don't understand. Just because we're in the gym, I'll tell you right now, I can't work out after teaching. I cannot. I am drained after teaching. I just like, I'm ready to go home. Like, I always say it to myself, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out after I coach. But I know that that's not gonna happen, because after I'm like out there giving energy to like 30 or something people, I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I just want to chill out, relax. You know, so it gets to a point like if I want to work out, I have to do it before a class, before I coach. But you know, with you coach, I don't know, 6, sometimes 7 hours back in Thailand, right? So like, where do you fit in your time? And maybe this would be good for all the coaches out there that wants to, you know, probably run a similar issue with this, right?
Yeah, I guess, you know, even some days, you know, I got up to about 8 to 9 hours of coaching at one stage. It was pretty crazy, but then again, you know, it comes down to time management. If I didn't specifically have, you know, 1 hour or 90 minutes to work out, I would change the workout. So I would go, you know, a 20 to 30 minute really high intensity HIIT session. You know, where, you know, lots of similar programs to what we're doing at Empire, right? You know, lots of plyometric movements, jumping, you know, getting the tires, the hammers out, things like that, rope climbs. So sometimes I would go 20 to 30 minutes HIIT sessions in the morning. Some other days I would dig really, really deep, you know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't too regularly, but there were often times, you know, if that I had to, you know, mentally that I had to train. That was the only times that I had. So sometimes you just got to do it, right? But it's, you know, when you look at time management, it's always, if you've got 1 hour in your day to sit down on the couch and chill out and watch some TV, then you've got 1 hour to train, right? So it's prioritizing how, you know, how important being fit, healthy is to you.
And you travel a lot. How do you, like, when you're traveling to work out?
I run. I mean, like, it's one of the best way to discover a city. So
absolutely.
So you just run around the city?
Yeah, like if I go to a city, I check out the map, see what parks are nearby, what water areas are nearby, and then I check out their famous food spots too. So what I do in the morning, I do my like 5K at least, or just explore the city and see.
I mean, don't you like feel like sticky and smelly after you're around? Let me go to that restaurant let me check out this museum. And you know, you're all like, the people there are gonna be looking at you like, ooh.
No, usually the food spots that I run to are like breakfast spots, you know, like whether it be like a bagel place or like a little sandwich place or like a smoothie place. And it's not like I check out every single one, because otherwise I won't be able to run after them. So I usually focus on the running first. 5K depending on how big the city is, 5 to 10K, and then from there I'll check out a spot or 2 spots, and then I go back to my Airbnb or my hotel. I shower, and and then after that I'll like go explore. So like at least in the morning I got it covered, at least for the first day, and then like throughout the rest of the vacation, in the mornings I won't like do the exact same route of running because I'll be bored. So maybe I'll do like an interval running where I find a park and I just use a bench to jump, to box jump, and then like burpees, and then I'll go like sprint real quick. Just really quick workouts. And some mornings I'm like in the Airbnb floor and just doing commando push-ups and like a quick hit where I burn it only takes like 20 minutes, but I get a really good workout. Yeah. And I don't feel so guilty when I eat all my ice cream afterwards. Yeah. So I don't know, like, I think not everyone is like that, like, I mean, there was a point in my life where like working out in the morning, doing push-ups was the last thing on my mind, like, because I'm still hungover. Yeah. But it just comes back to your intention. Yeah. Like, what do you want in life? Like, that's what you gotta ask yourself. Like, how do you want to live it? I love dancing. I love having fun, and I've had my share and my phase where I like just partied so hard. But I also learned that that's not what I want right now in this next phase of my life. So, what's more important to me now? Were not the things that were important to me in the past, and I'd like to focus on that. And I think once you have that kind of mentality down and you commit to it and you stay accountable, then it gets easier. And I'm not saying that in your holidays you have to do something every single morning and like sweat like that, but it's something that I feel good about and I like. And there are mornings too where I just want to sleep in and just like, it's 10, I'm just gonna wait till brunch, you gotta enjoy life too. Yeah, so you gotta find that right balance. But running is like the best way to explore a city, in my opinion.
I feel like, traveling and then like going to the gym from whichever city that you travel to is like one of the best ways to socialize. But then that's just the kind of person I am. If I'm in the gym, I'm very comfortable and I'll talk to everybody, and just, first when I go somewhere and I go to the gym, I try to check out like their culture, how do they run things, see if there's anything that I want to bring back and, improve on, and then, get to know the coaches, get to know the community as well. And a lot of the time they're like, oh yeah, you gotta check this place out. And they're very welcoming, hey, you're here, come hang out with us. Sometimes, so when I went to Melbourne, when I went to Sydney, I went to different gyms over there, and they're similar. They're always very welcoming and kind of like, it's like that feeling of like, this is a new kid on the block, or this is, you want to show them a good time. So a lot of the time that's what happened, and it's just a good enough excuse for me to go. Even though, in my workout, I'm not gonna be like, cause I'm traveling, so, I'll just like, okay, I'll go in for a sweat. I'm not going like 110%, but at least being there and get to know the people, talking to people, definitely help a lot, It needs to be part of that. Maybe, if you like to travel, people should definitely try that. Go to the gym and try it out for sure.
Something that I want to bring up to the table is that a lot of members would like DM me, and they go on vacations with their families, and a lot of them are still quite young, so they always ask me like, how do you work out? But like, you have to always be with your family, and like, like Indonesian families are very like, we always have to be together. We have to do everything together. You don't have time to work out. Like, what are you talking about? We have to go to this restaurant. You got to go to this museum. We got to go shopping. Like, and they always ask me like, how do you find the time? Like, well, you make time, like, cause I go on vacations with my family too a lot of the times, and they are not active people at all. They're big foodies, and we love going to museums and like art shows and stuff. But like they hate working out. They just don't do it. And I'm the only one in the family. And when I started my fitness journey, like I literally woke up way earlier than one time my family wakes up and do the work. Whether it's like 30 minutes or like an hour, I don't want to wake up that early, but because I have a mission, I have this goal, like I make myself wake up early. I don't bother everyone's schedule and make it a dramatic like thing because we're here together and I can't be selfish like, oh no, I can't join that lunch because I need to go to the gym. Like I don't want to be a party pooper, and plus like you are in a new country, like of course you want to like experience it with the whole family and the whole group, right? So you just gotta make time. It comes down to that. And like if you don't know what to do and you're a member with Empire Fit Club, you can always hit up the coaches like, hey, what's a good 20-minute like workout, like a bodyweight workout where you're gonna like and just do it in the hotel room, like you know what I mean? So it's a lot easier these days, and there's so many platforms out there, whether it be social media, although you shouldn't always just like follow social media videos all the time, but like you can always read and you can research online and or go to a gym like you do and get a good session in early in the morning before your mom and dad wakes up and then by the time you're back you guys can have breakfast together.
Yeah. That don't happen a lot where I wake up early in the morning on vacation. It does happen a couple of times when I was in Sydney, but after that I'm like, okay, I'm on vacation. I do a couple of pull-ups here and there. So anyway, that's hopefully that's the a little bit about us and talking about how you find time to work out. We're gonna wrap it up for this session. When we come back, we're gonna hit up a few questions that some of you Empire Warriors have asked us from the Instagram. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Empire Fit Talk. Here I have Coach Adinda with me, and also our guest, Coach Tim, who's coaching in Thailand and now he's traveling here. Some of you guys have asked us from our poll in our Instagram few questions, and Asri is gonna read it to us.
Hi, you're not gonna see my face, but you're gonna hear my voice.
All right.
Okay. So, first question: what is your cheat meal?
Cheat meal. Ooh, for
You go
me.
first.
Wow, there's a lot. Meals.
All the meals.
Jeez, I mean, I like, well,
I have a good guess.
I've been holding off on my martabak.
That you was
I've been holding out on my martabak.
Have you never had it?
Chocolate chip.
Oh.
Really, Tim?
No, you just got in here.
All right, let's do it then.
Wow,
I guess I'm gonna eat another. Roti bakar is really good. I like that with the cheese on the top, and also chocolate chip cookies. And funny thing, I try to find like an excuse to eat those things. Like, I'm gonna carb load because I'm gonna work out tomorrow.
I've done that before.
But those are my cheat meals. I try to I love chocolate. By the way, I made a YouTube account called Chocolate Review. I had like 2 episodes. So it's like, if you guys ever want to burn 10 minutes of your life, start YouTube and then look at Chocolate Review. I made that like 2 years ago. So yeah, those are a good thing, like roti bakar and martabak. And right now I've been like craving or munching on chocolate chip cookies. And
Bebek goreng.
well, that's not a cheap meal, is it?
That's a real meal.
That's a real meal. Yeah, cheap meal. Yeah, I think that's what I usually get. Yeah, I don't have to have dessert, but when I'm like,
I do. I have such a sweet tooth. Like everybody that's followed me on Instagram knows it. I love ice cream so much. That's like one of the first things I do when I travel somewhere. I just Google all their ice cream places and see which
Really?
one's the best. Yeah.
Wow.
I love ice cream and I love pizza.
Oh yeah.
So
pizza.
I think those are like the two things that I love,
That's pizza. Yeah. No,
that I really, really love.
Okay.
I have like a specific cheat meal that like, okay, it's my go-to. Normally on a maybe a Saturday or a Sunday. It's one, depending on how I feel, 1 to 2 large pieces.
Oh.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Like a whole.
Like a whole
Holy
pizza.
crap.
So
For yourself.
2 pies.
And then that's to go along with about 20 pieces of sushi. And then a little bit of banana bread after that.
I love banana bread.
That's the cheat meal right there.
Dude.
Nice.
Oh, banana bread. Just banana bread it just sounds so healthy, you know, like
Because of the banana.
because of the banana word in it.
I don't know why I didn't say this, but I love waffles.
Yeah. Waffles are good too. Like chicken and waffles.
No. Mm-mm.
No,
Oh,
you like
man.
it?
Not a
I
chicken
gotta
waffle
make you a
person.
believer then.
I don't know.
I gotta make you a believer. Just a little plugs there. Check out Wake Waffle and Street in Bali. That's owned by my brother and also. So
You gotta feed me a chicken waffle.
Dude, you gotta try this out.
Okay.
It's the best waffle in Bali. If you're not eating it, then you've never been to Bali. So you guys gotta check it out. So, oh man, I can't believe you don't like waffle, Tim.
Maybe I just haven't had the right waffle yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Well, I also love noodles, so
Oh, mee goreng
like
is
just
really
like
Yeah.
noodles, anything. I just love it. You know, some
Really?
people, like Asian people, are always like, oh, if you had to choose in life, if you had to eat either rice or noodles for the rest of your life, my answer is always noodles.
Noodles.
I love noodles. So good.
You like noodles?
If someone said you can either eat sweets or savory.
Savory. Oh my god, that's so difficult. I like both.
I like sweet.
Gotta choose one.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
You have to think about it.
It's hard. It's really hard because
Sweet for me, hands down.
Really?
forever. No, I think I would choose savory.
But you can have savory stuff with a little bit of added sugar, so it's
Yeah.
less
Like you can't have ice cream breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, I mean, you have
Although
to
I
choose,
have.
right? You have to
Before.
prefer. I mean, yeah, of course, it's not good for you
Yeah.
to eat those. But if I have to choose,
Sweet. I would
It's
choose
like-
savory.
like let's say it's like, hey, you're on death row. This is your last meal. You better believe pancake, waffle, mantava, just some apple,
Like right
mantava.
before you go, you
Yeah,
got
I'm
the sugar rush. Like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, savory. Savory. Yeah, I love pizza. I love cheese.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, savory.
Savory?
Hands down.
Okay. I see.
I feel like we're gonna spend another hour talking about
That's just one question.
So let's just move on. This is a question from Mele. Hi, Mele.
Hi.
Now,
So she's asking for an easy, healthy eating tips or mindset. How would you
ooh,
set
easy, healthy eating tips.
Food prep. For a mindset, like, depends on your goal. Like, are you trying to lean up, or like trying to
Yeah, it depends.
you have a photo shoot and you want your abs to show out, like then you really got a food prep.
yeah.
But
It's
if-
all about consistency, then,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
you know, one healthy meal is not going to make you skinny. One bad meal is not going to make you fat,
Right.
right? But the right balance and the
Agreed.
right consistency, that's what kind of gets you to
Yeah.
your goals.
Yeah. Easy fit like meal tips for me is depending where you eat. Most of the time, you gotta look at a restaurant. Ooh, this is gonna get deep now. You gotta look at a restaurant. It's not what they serve. It's not what you actually have to eat. I think it comes with the mindset of the old of like, oh, I gotta finish everything in my plate. There's people starving. You know, a lot of the time, you know, when you look at the kind of food that people, the restaurant put in there, if you kind of step back and look at it from like a nutritional perspective instead of like, oh my God, I have to finish this food, then you'll be more conscious. So like, that's I think the curse and the gift for me, where when I go to a restaurant, I know that, look, whatever that's in that plate, this guy or the chef doesn't know what I actually need for my body. He's just serving a fixed amount of things there that everybody's gonna eat, right? So I know he's gonna put extra rice or extra whatever that's really not necessary for me. So I look at it into like, okay, where's the protein, where's the carbs, and where's the veggies? I look at things like that. Like, okay, you know what? I need more chicken, so I add more chicken in there. And then like, you know what? That person has put a lot more rice than I need. Or
Which
the
they
carb.
usually do.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
in Indonesia especially, they just like, boom, slap it in there. I don't need to finish that. Like, you don't have to finish that. You don't have to feel guilty not finishing that. You know, and that's, I think a lot of the stigma is like they have to eat everything. And trust me, not everything is good for you. You gotta look at it like it's a restaurant business, right? You gotta make what it is also what's profitable as well, not just specifically like, oh, this is good for your body. So when you step out of that, you're like, okay, where would I get my protein from? Where would I get my veggies from, right? My vitamins and all the other micronutrition, and where do I get my carb, and do I need that much of a carb? And if you look at it from that view, you start making adjustment on anything. Like if I go to Bebek, I look at like, okay, where do I get my protein from? This is enough or not? I told them to add more either protein or more veggies. So that's that. Yeah, that's where I could give you the tips on that.
Yeah, and just be mindful of your sambal, your chili sauce, because you know, when you eat chili, you just want to eat more rice.
Yeah.
If you want to have a healthy diet, slow down on the chilies.
Yeah.
The Indo people out there.
Yeah, because you know, here especially in Jakarta, the option is not like I mentioned before, Bali or some other international places where it's very like hard to find these things. So, and I mean, even the healthy options, some of them I feel like, whoa, there's a lot of veggies in there, not enough protein. You know what I mean? And they're like, okay, I need to add more protein and stuff. So yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. Next, there's one member asking, is it safe to take back-to-back classes like strength and conditioning and cardio abs right after?
Oh, good question. For me, is it safe? I don't recommend a back-to-back classes, especially a lot of our guys are beginner to intermediate. The reason being why that is, if you have the energy to go for another classes, most likely you didn't put out on the first class.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not the duration, is that 1 hour that you go in.
Yeah.
How much of an effort are you actually putting in? I could do 4 or 5 classes if I half-ass everything.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't mean that I'm getting a good workout. Why are you there? You're there to get an effective workout in that short amount of time, right? So I don't recommend it that way. However, we do have like different classes that's gonna pop up, such as like the strength class and the boot camp class. It depends on your goal. So look at it as like, do you need 2 hours of training, or do you need an hour of training but a better, a more higher intensity? Push yourself a little bit more and stuff. But safety wise, I have to look at like, did you eat enough? Did you recover enough? Right? I mean, obviously, if you don't do those things, then it's gonna be dangerous. But the movement wise, there's no problem. I would say, like, as far as like the exercises and stuff, there's no problem. But again, like I say, if you just going at 50% in the first hours, of course you could go another 2 classes, another 3 classes. But that's not what we design our classes are for. It's not for you to just jump in on 2 or 3 classes. Although you may feel better about that, it's not as effective as you are going for an hour
Yeah.
all out.
Yeah, it's not effective at all, you know, and I think like a lot of our members or a lot of people that just started their fitness journey, it's they're getting adrenaline high out of it, and they feel like the more you do, the more gains that they'll get. But for maybe like a short amount of time, you'll feel stronger very, very fast. But in the longer run, there's a higher risk of injuries and issues later on. And that will like really stop your progress to a stop, like because you have to recover, right? And then that's when like mental health comes in, because you feel depressed because you're not getting as much burn out of your day because you can't work out at all. So like, I mean, I've been there in my earlier days where like all I want to do is just like kill every class, and then like every time my friends like asked me to come train, I was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, but over time, I'm just like mentally and physically burnt out, and I can't even like pinpoint what it was until it was too late. So again, like it really depends on like how much work you've been putting out that week, and like how much protein and energy you've been taking in, and like just the reason behind it, like why are you doing it? Why are you doing 2 classes a day? Like why are you doing back-to-back classes? Because does it feel good, or does it like give you more accomplishment? But what if we tell you that it actually doesn't give you any benefits? Like, would that change your mind in taking back-to-back classes? So I don't know, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Thailand, I sort of
there's probably a lot of people.
Day in, day out. It was crazy. People were. I was talking to a lady about a month or 2 ago, and she was doing 6 classes a day.
What?
And it was just insane. And I sat her down and I said, you know, look at your performance rates for these classes. They're nowhere near 100%, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of back-to-back, if you're an advanced athlete and you find that you can actually push yourself to the limits in both of those classes, and you prep well in terms of food, hydration, things like that, then go right ahead. But I guess the more you overtrain, the more you start to stress out your body. You know, it can lead to things like injuries, and then also your body starts to retain a little bit more fat when the body's stressed. So if you're looking at weight loss, a fat loss in particular, then overtraining is not going to
counterproductive. Well, I mean, I'm sure you ran into a lot of that in time.
I mean, they're there just to train.
Especially, you know, the people that were coming in for a week or 2, and they're like, okay, I've got 1 week, I'm going to do 35 classes. And I'm like, oh my God, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, I'm
enjoy the island, go to the beach.
I mean, I'm like more keen if you do like a boot camp or like a HIIT classes, and then after that you do like a yoga or something like, you know, more of a recovery class, not so much as like that's gonna pump your heart rate and, you know, such a lot of ballistic movement and stuff. So all right, that's the question for that.
Cool. Who's the hottest warrior at the tower?
What do you mean?
Who is the hottest warrior at the tower?
I know what you're asking, but what do you even have to ask that? Come on.
Yours,
It's so easy. It's so easy. Okay, it's Faisal.
Look, for us is, you know, all of the members out there is working out, trying to achieve their goal, and that's quite attractive itself. Like me going to the gym makes me feel so good. Like everybody are just like,
you're such a Libra.
Why does that have anything to do with Libra?
It's like always like
balance. No, but I mean, like, all right. I heard this saying before. It's like, hey, people going to the gym for 2 things. They want to look hot, or they're already hot. They want to maintain to look hot. You know what I mean? Or like, you know. So to me, it's like just being there. It's just, you know, people are there for a purpose, whether it's to look good or a healthy thing. So just overall a positive environment. But So yeah, that's the answer. I don't want to go into deeper. Unless anybody want to add to that.
I'm good at myself.
Do you have any plans in opening in Jakarta Barat?
North of Jakarta. Ooh.
West Jakarta.
Oh, Barat is
Barat,
west.
West.
Really?
Yeah.
Barat is west. Which area is that?
Timur
Sorry,
is
I'm so
north.
sorry for those
No,
of you
Timur
guys.
is
Yeah, Timur is north.
Okay, Timur is east. West and east.
What's
Barat.
north then?
North Utara.
Utara. Okay.
Barat.
What area is in Barat again? Like what?
Puri.
Puri.
Yeah, where Susi is.
Oh, okay. Currently
Those are
not
bad
yet.
questions.
Yeah, but we do have few people that say, "Hey, let's partner up and open over there." And there's a lot of people that wants to do something over there with me. But currently, I think what we want to focus on is our system. In the sense of like our workout needs to be consistent. And, I mean, it's there now. The workout is there. So I'm so happy about that. The program, the workout, the workout experience. But we need to make all the other system consistent as well. So right now, and not focusing over there yet because we gotta look at from our members pool as well. Where are they coming from? If mostly coming from the south, then we most likely look into that direction, but mostly, we get some people from the Barat, and maybe we'll start looking into that direction as well. But we're figuring things out with what we want to do for expansion for now.
Okay. What other sports did you do?
Ooh, for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I started playing badminton when I was a kid, of course.
But you didn't get popular from that.
No, I didn't go popular. When I moved to the US, nobody cared about badminton, so I played soccer in middle school, and then in high school I played American football because that's where all the attention are, and I want to make friends, so that's the only time.
Yeah.
So I played American football, but then I found out. I found out my freshman year in high school that I was really fast at running, so I became a track athlete. And then from there, I play a lot of different sport. I just pick up basketball. I dabble in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, do a little bit of MMA, do a little bit of wrestling and CrossFit, and just be out there surfing and stuff. So all kind of things I like to do. So yeah.
My sports background, I love sports growing up. I could swim before I could walk, apparently. So swimming is still a big part of my life. I love swimming. And I swam throughout junior high and high school. When I moved to Australia, I actually went, and I was in Australia for 3 years, yeah.
Which city?
In Perth.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Before I moved to Perth, I love basketball and tennis, but the minute I moved there, the girls were just so much taller than me, and basketball was not as fun as before. So, and also tennis as well, they're so strong, and I was just way out of their tier. So that's when I just focused on swimming and then got into athletics as well. So I did 400 by 4, that was my event, and that's pretty much it. I used to play soccer a lot growing up, but now I still swim. It's meditative for me, and I run, and that's it. I think right now,
Yeah, I played a little bit of everything growing up. My family's slightly obsessed with sports, so we played everything from squash, golf, basketball, tennis, Australian rules football, which
Right.
you would know that. So that's kind of what I more developed into from when I was 18. I played Australian rules footy, kind of different parts of Australia for about 6 years, and from there, nowadays I've been travelling for about 7 or 8 years, so I haven't played too much competitive sports since then, but I still still quite enjoy playing pick-up basketball games, which is perfect when you're traveling as well, because I visit a lot of countries where I don't speak their language.
Yeah.
But you know, with sport,
Yeah.
it's its own language.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to speak one word, and you can all be on the same page.
Right.
Which, I found to be really cool. So I actually, I travel around with a basketball. Jakarta actually seems
It's a
like
big scene.
you've got basketball, you've got golf. There's like some batting cages that I'm actually gonna jump into soon. So I just try and keep pretty active, play as much sport as possible. Yeah.
Dope. Cool.
One last question. If you were not a coach, what would you be doing?
Well, I'm a jewelry designer, so but like, I don't know, if I had the balls, if I had big enough balls, because right now I have none, obviously. I don't know, I think I would pursue my music as a singer or something. Yeah.
Very cool.
Can you sing for us now?
No.
Yeah. She sang the national anthem for opening. It was cool.
I sing in my bathroom right now. As of now, that's my grand stage.
Shower party. It's always good.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would. If I wasn't coaching,
That's a good question.
I would probably. Do you know what? I think I would have something like a little smoothie shack on the beach.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe a little kind of jungle gym.
Yeah.
That's a good
Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Where there's some nice surf and
Yeah.
I think that'd be me.
I think either I would still be in the military, because I really like it. I enjoy my experience. So I would work for like a government agency, because I did look into that. So like either FBI,
CIA.
or CIA. Yeah. So I mean, there's a plenty of or maybe like a private contractor, especially for a lot of military out there. That's where our kind of like our skill could be used somewhere else, in other sector. So that's what I would do. And I actually still love doing those kind of thing. Like I like to go shootings, and I like to, I don't know.
Would you be
I
like Black Ops, like?
He's taking us sometime.
yeah, someday I'll take you shootings.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do miss that kind of aspect of things. I mean, that's the part that probably if I wasn't coaching, because it was really tough for me to come up to this decision where like, okay, I want to move to Indonesia and open a gym, because my career was pretty good when I was in the military, and I have a particular set of skills. No, I'm kidding. But it's just like there's a lot of things that I could jump into that would offer me a lot of money, that could like sway me from like want to grind on my own, offer me a lot of money for small amount of time. There's contractor out there living in Afghanistan for 6 to 8 months making $120,000 a year, and I mean it's hazard, but for them it's like, hey, this is what I've been doing, I've trained to do, so it's what it is, nothing different, just get paid a lot more. So there's a lot of other options, especially from the military. You have the military experience, you have the military benefits. There's a lot for me to kind of jump into right after the military. So a lot of companies look for like military,
for sure.
ex-military guys and
Yeah.
stuff. So
And in various cities too, like not just like in the States.
right,
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yeah, they request that kind of services from
Right.
a U.S. military background.
Yeah.
Just
So.
say something else.
So that's it for our talk Q&A with the Empire coaches over here. And Tim, thank you again for being with us.
Thanks, guys.
Adinda, I know you're so busy, you traveling a lot. And guys, stay tuned for our next episode. Please like and subscribe. Follow our IG as well at Empire Foot Club. and you can ask us question for our next talk. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Thank you.
Bye.